Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of NVTV. Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are sitting down with Cinda and Ted. We're going to be talking today about what a real quality realtor should be doing for you as a buyer. So who better to sit down with than the experts that really do it every day, live it, and know what they're talking about. So thanks guys for sitting down with us today.
Sure thing. No problem. Glad to be here.
So let's get started with something a little basic. Should somebody research their realtor before they start looking for a house?
For sure. Someone should look for experience and reputation with their realtor. They want to know that they have a good reputation and they're ethical. And also, experience is key because you need someone behind you to be negotiating the deal. And like a buyer usually only buys 1-2 houses in their entire lifetime. A realtor deals with it every day.
Right, and I would imagine reputation is very important.
Well, the key here is experience and reputation. In our business, if you don't do a good job for your clients and customers and don't serve them, then you're not going to be in the business very long. So if you find somebody that's been in the business a good while, that means that they're doing some of the right things and doing a lot of the right things. So that's one of the things you look at, is how long they've been in the business and the reputation of feedback from other people and that type of thing on how they do their job. And so I think that's a key element.
Why is it important to use somebody local?
Knowing the market is very important. Like for instance, a local knowledgeable realtor would know the price of an acre or the price of 100 acres, what it should be worth. The local realtor would know about flood zone issues, as we're dealing with right now.
Yeah.
Just everything, local knowledge is key when you're buying a property.
Your local realtor knows the market. They know where to go, where to find comparable properties, where to put together a market analysis, those kinds of things. And that's important to a buyer or a seller.
Definitely. Yeah. And I think it's especially important in local areas like this. You know, Morgan County is a small town, and it's important that, you know, the person you're using really knows this area well.
Right.
Yeah, I think the smaller the town, the more that means.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. You need to find that person who knows this market inside and out, and so that's a good point.
Yeah. So if I come in to see you, Cinda, and I'm looking for a house, what should I expect from my realtor? That's maybe things you're doing behind the scenes that I wouldn't necessarily see you doing. That's going to help me find my house.
In the beginning, it would start with research. I know where to get things done. I know who to call. I know who are the local real estate attorneys, who can do septic inspections, who can do home inspections, different things like that. Once you find a house that you like, I will be doing a market analysis to see what I feel that house should appraise at, so we know what to offer. And we're not just going in there blindfolded, not knowing, just throwing a number out, and then I would come to you and say, I think we should do this, and then it's up to you to decide.
And I think that's true. Our licensing is basically our responsibility as far as licensing is concerned, is bringing a willing buyer and a willing seller together. That's where our license is. But the service part of our business is all the other things that Cinda talked about. Finding the right attorney, finding the right inspector, finding the right this. And that's what we do in a service-oriented situation between the time that we bring that buyer and seller together to the time that they close the transaction. And so that's all service. It doesn't fall under licensing. It just falls under the service that we provide when we do those kinds of things that our license calls for. So I think it's vitally important that you get that kind of thing, because an experienced agent will know those folks who can be the biggest help in trying to get that transaction closed.
What advice would you give a potential buyer who's going to be looking? Because, season's coming up. We're going to be getting really deep into home buying season here soon. So what advice should people be taking into consideration?
Just tell them to call me. No, seriously.
I like that.
They should have a checklist. they should ask when they're interviewing realtors, they should ask that realtor how long she has been in the business, or he, how many properties they've sold in that area, because they want a local realtor that is experienced in the area. And a really important thing, is that realtor full-time? Is it a full-time realtor, or are they devoting time to another job? You want a full-time realtor that can devote all their time to the home buying process. So that's really important.
So what should I as a buyer be doing behind the scenes? Because obviously I know a lot of it's going to be on your shoulders, but I would assume as a buyer I have my own responsibilities that I need to be taking care of to help the process along. What would those be?
Well, number one is ask questions. Ask me questions, and I am here to tell you there is no dumb question. And if you ask me a question and I tell you the answer and you still don't understand, ask again, because you want to know what's going on. Second of all, like we spoke before, pre-qualification is key. Those are the two main things. Let me help you along the way and get pre-qualified.
Yeah, and the other thing is you need to be upfront with your agent, okay? As a buyer, don't try to go around your agent and think of things that you might want to do, or whatever the case may be, or you have in your background or whatever, and don't bring it forth, because then your agent can't help you over those hurdles. So you need to be upfront. That's why the relationships are so important. When she's starting to build that relationship, you have to build it back, and that trust is there, so that you need to share things that might impact your potential buying of the property. And then Cinda or whoever can help you over those hurdles to get to that end result.
Right, communication has to be key.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you said, it's the biggest purchase you're probably ever going to make in your life, so communication has to be open.
Certainly is.
Well, and going with the theme of communication, I mean, technology has changed so much with the way that people are looking at homes and buying homes and even selling homes. How has that really affected your job on the side of looking for the houses?
Well, sometimes we can look at less homes because you can see the inside of a home before you ever even go to it. You can look at pictures online, you can look at virtual tours and things like that. The other thing that has made it easier to sell more homes is if I need a simple signature from you, I can send it via dot loop. You'll sign it online, so it saves so much time. We don't have to meet every time we need a signature now, so technology has really let me have more time to spend with several buyers.
Do you see the technology as being more beneficial?
I do. I really think that it helps me to sell more homes because of the time. I remember when I first started, if I need a signature for an extension, I would have to go out to the buyer's home, or they would have to meet me somewhere to get that signature, and that could take a couple hours out of your day. Now you just send it via dot loop and it's done in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the industry being a little more on demand now? Because it seems like there's not so many people who wait for an open house to go look at the interior of your house. Now it's kind of call my agent, see when we can meet and we can go. How do you feel about that new trend?
We do live in an on-demand society, definitely. I mean, I work until I fall asleep. People will text me and want to know about this or that, whether it's in the middle of a contract or they're just beginning to look. I mean, I'm fine with it. I work all the time because I love my job. It's not so much like a job, so it's okay.
And that goes back to what Cinda was talking about before, and that is, it is not a part-time business.
Definitely not.
It is definitely not a part-time business. A good agent will be on top of everything. There's always continuing education that they need to know about and things of that nature. And so as a result, if I'm a part-time person in this full-time business and I'm doing another business somewhere else or working somewhere else, and my client calls up and says, I'd like to see this house this afternoon, and I'm in a 9-to-5 job, it ain't gonna work too well. Right. Okay? And that client wants to see it. And if they don't see it with you, they'll see it with somebody. Yeah. So as far as being in a part-time business, it has become, it has been for a long time, a full-time business where you're constantly learning, where you're working with clients at their leisure, at the time that they want to work with you, and you have to be in that situation.
Right. Well, guys, thank you so much for sitting down with us today. That's really good information that I know it can help some of our community members. And with home buying season coming up, it's information we all need. So I appreciate it so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for having
We
us.
thank you. We appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, well, it's good to sit down with experts because I'm certainly not one. Guys, thanks for watching. Again, as always, if you have comments, just drop them below the video. If you want to send us a message, we can get back with Ted and with Cinda and we can get your questions answered. If not, thanks for watching and we'll see you next week.
Yep.